I think that aha moment came, I think it actually came after I had gone to one of the Level Up conferences I've gone, that's been in Scottsdale every year. And I went to that, the first one, I think it was, so maybe back in 2022 or something. And there was a lot of talk about ideal guest avatar. And that was kind of the first time I had heard that, about like designing your home for your ideal guest. And something about that sort of sparked like, what about ideal owner avatar?
Yeah.
And so that was sort of that, like, yeah, it shifted into that. And it was, you know, up until then, the way I had sort of looked at it is like, ooh, I could make $400 a month off of this property. Awesome. Like, add it to the stack. Like, ooh,
Right.
like $500. Awesome. Like, it wasn't, that was all I was looking at, was like, hey, it's a few $100s that matters. Not paying attention to all of the energy and back end stuff that had to go into it. And so at that point I had, that was after I had hired Kylie. And so I did have a little bit of overhead now. I had started adding some softwares to the mix. So there was some very real overhead. And it was like, okay, it's not just $500 is not just $500. Like $500 is $500 minus all the time I'm spending, minus all the time Kylie's spending, minus all of our software. Okay, oops, now I'm in the hole, you know? And so that was, and so I had to start looking at it a little bit different. And I kind of at that point came up with the thought of, if I can make $1,000, it makes sense. So if I can make $1,000 off of a home, that's enough to give enough padding for my time, her time, and software. If I can make $1,000 a month, which is, I think 60,000, is that right? 60,000 a year. So if a home can gross 60,000 a year, my 20% management fee is $1,000 a month. And so that was what I started out with.